This is True Buzz, that Mary Jane, now we ain't new to this. For my stoners and for my cannabis enthusiasts, never heard a show as good as this. Yeah, number one, it's the best. Bringing in many special guests in the industry of cannabis. Business owners to growers, even artists you know of. So sit back and just roll up the perfect show for my smokers. True Buzz.
The OG back in the building today. Chris is here with us. We've had him, I think that was the first episode we did, man.
Yeah, happy to be here. I've been seeing you pumping out podcasts, man. Which number are you on now?
I think this will be number 21, bro.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. People were loving our podcast, man. You're a knowledgeable dude, so I wanted to get you back on.
Thanks for having me, man.
For sure,
Appreciate
bro.
it. Nice to get out of the quarantine thing,
Yeah, times are crazy, huh?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Everything's shutting down. It's like a little domino thing. I'm just hoping we aren't next in the restaurant business, you know?
Yeah, stuff. I was talking to Alex about that when we were doing the Thin to Herd podcast. And yeah, times are crazy, bro. So you're what are your thoughts on it? We'll dive into the weed here in a second, but we got to talk about this.
I don't know. It's scary. Not that many people have died overall, though, you know? People are out and about, you know, tons of people are out driving, people are out at stores, I don't know what to think, except when, the schools start shutting down, and I'm, a huge sports fan, every sport's shut down, all my kids are at home, Nike's shut down.
All the schools are shut down.
Yeah, dude, all the schools are shut down, and here, where I live, you know, and in, multiple states, and it's friggin' nuts, bro. I'm 38 and I've never seen anything close to this. At least the worldwide reaction of just shutting down all these businesses, which is just such a huge setback for so many people, you know. People don't even understand how many people work at a stadium. You know, it's not just the stadium workers, it's the Uber guys, it's the hotel, it's the waiters and cooks and all the people at all the restaurants and stuff, cooks around America, you know? You only staff as many people as you want, so dudes all across LA, that one extra guy you have on Friday nights getting that shift cut or working 2 hours, you know? My girlfriend works at a stadium, so her job's done, you know? So she filed for unemployment, you know? So hopefully that kicks through, but it sucks, man, and just hopefully we get it right.
For real. Just, that's kind of my thoughts is what it is. Let's just hope for the best and see where it goes.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can't panic too much, you know, just...
So you stocked up on bud?
Yeah,
or did you?
I did. I made sure I got some bud, totally.
You mind pulling the mic just a little closer,
yeah,
maybe,
no
Chris?
problem.
Sorry. Yeah, dude. So is that stuff you grew or you just got it?
No, I got it. I pick up from a friend, so
Word.
Just stocked up the other day. Got a couple different flavors. I've noticed myself stashing a little bit in a little jar. You know, I don't know, dude. It's just been crazy. You know, when you go to the store and you're friggin' almost out of toilet paper, and you're like, "Fuck, they really don't have any."
That shit's going crazy.
You know.
Yep. And it's cool though, maybe to see how you are being. You were saying you were doing other plants too in your garden.
Oh, totally, dude. My garden's fully stocked.
Yeah, that's
full
dope.
of food and stuff I can feed my family. You know,
that's awesome, man.
So I always keep that going, and it's just a little bit of stuff though. You know, it's you can only grow so much in your yard, but I don't know, dude. I'm just it's just crazy having the kids at home and seeing them out of school and not being able to do their sports and everything. It's nuts, man. I'm just glad my dad's out of China. He lived in China for the last few years, and he just moved back a few months ago, or else he would have been trapped over there for a while, which would have, no one wants to be trapped, but I guess we're all kind of going to be trapped here in America. We can't really go anywhere right now. I was going to go out and do a little snowboarding with this snowstorm. I figured that would be safe. You can keep your distance or whatever, but they shut that down too.
Really?
Yeah, today, so it's just thing after thing. And it's is it going to be 2 weeks? Everyone's yeah, for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
what the fuck happens in 2 weeks, dude? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see.
So you have extra time now to really show your plant some love.
Oh, totally. So yeah, I just was messing around in the garden today, planting carrots and beets and transplanting stuff. And
But you just started a new harvest or a new batch, right? For for your bud.
yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what
Yeah.
you got going on.
So I just started a bunch of seeds from last year, or just seeds that I grew before of my own hybrids, the grape-seed kiddles crosses that I made. I brought you a bunch of seeds today.
Oh, damn,
So
nice, bro.
I heard you on your podcast. You're like, I gotta start my own grow. You
Yeah.
know? So there you go, dude. No more excuses.
Well,
I brought you like a whole shitload of them.
Yeah, I still do have an excuse. I just don't have the space, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, I know I could. You see my place. Like, I was trying to remember you were over there. I'm like, dude, I don't know where I could, like, without being kind of in the way of everything.
Yeah. I feel you. I was there for a long time.
Yeah, I need to. I just need to upgrade the spot. But no, I do appreciate the seeds for real.
Yeah.
And I'll
I'll
make some people happy.
Give them away to any of the listeners or whatever you want to do with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got I've got like 24 plants started ish around there. I put like a few extra in some of the cups. I've got a little indoor setup going 24 hours a day with like a bunch of different strains that I grew. And, they're getting like 4 or 5 inches tall. Going to grow those out and then pop them outside. And they should start to flower within like a few weeks because they're under the 24-hour right now, So then I'll get like an early harvest around maybe June.
So you don't have any outside right now?
I put some outside too. Like I have my soil. I've been like growing like carrots and cauliflower and clovers and all kinds of different shit in my soil. And now I've like planted cannabis in there and kind of chopped some of that stuff down. I'm just kind of like building up the soil, trying to go full organic this year, and planting like cover crops that help fix the nitrogen in the soil and stuff like that. That's the plan for this year, just to do it all organic this time. No like bottled nutrients or any like pesticides. I'm just gonna like make my own pesticides or whatever you want to call them,
I remember you saying that last year. I was like, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like, is there nobody on the market selling anything that's like a like an all natural way?
There's some, but like you can get like neem oil. Like I'm gonna buy some of that, but that's like an all natural thing. But you can't do it until like at the end because it has like a strong smell to it. But different oils, basically oils will suffocate like bugs, so you can use like peppermint, eucalyptus oil, tea tree oils. So I'm going to experiment with that and like see which amounts that I can use to like, take care of any pest problems. And yeah, dude, just going fully organic. I've watched some people do it, I've kind of been following them, and I'm going to give it a run this year because I'm sick of like spending money on shit and then it like doesn't really work that good. So I might as well just try to make some stuff at home, and if it doesn't work, I didn't waste a bunch of money on it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll develop the all original Chris's organic cannabis spray.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so, dude.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, last year I threw away a lot of buds, so I'm hoping not to like toss as much this year. But we'll see how it goes.
How did the rain this whole past week's been raining like crazy? I feel like.
Oh, that's been awesome because I planted like shitloads of seeds in there, so it's like perfect, So it keeps the top layer like nice and moist, so everything's just like popping up and loving all the rain right now.
So that's kind of in your garden box, or are you starting?
I have my bud plants in some grow bags and some soil that I used last year, and I'm kind of just gonna like re-amend that and plant into those. And then at the other spot at my buddy's house, we're gonna probably get like 200-gallon bags this year and try and grow just like a few just like friggin' monster plants.
And the ones last year when I did a video with you, were those 50 or 100?
I think we did like 20-gallon bags. Those are the biggest.
Damn,
200. It's just like they just get too tight by the end.
200. You can put that's
so
gonna be a monster.
That's like 20 bags of soil.
Damn, for one plant.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a beast.
It should be. That's the idea, you know? And then we'll just set up like the netting early and like branch them like all the way across the yard.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Have you been putting how's the IG been going?
I haven't been posting much lately, so I don't know. I'm gonna get back on it and keep people posted with the grow and like what's going on there.
Skyline Farms LA.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll keep up with that. So if people do want to check it out, you know, I'll post every couple weeks or, you know, and give an update of the garden and stuff. Also going to start posting more of my home garden because it's pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah, man, that's
you know, it's popping off hard, you know, and I put a lot of pride into that and teach my kids how to garden and
As
stuff,
you should,
you
man.
know, so that's something that I like a lot.
Yeah, for many reasons, I'm sure, is like one of them just being it's kind of like therapeutic, like relaxing, kind of being in that.
It's my escape, you know? Totally. It's like I have 3 kids, dude. That garden time, it's nice, you know. But they get out there with me too. I just got to make sure my little guy doesn't eat too much dirt, because he just is like a friggin' monster, dude. He attacked my little mini setup the other day. I thought my girlfriend was in the bathroom doing her makeup. I heard some like noise in there because we've set aside the bathroom, and like it sounded like some makeup and shit. And then I heard a little giggle. He's in there like knocking him over. He's got a mouthful of dirt. I'm like, dude, you're in trouble for the first time in your life.
It's so funny. Kids, like, when they're how old?
He's almost 11 months. No, he's 11 months. Yeah, just like a couple days ago.
Just crawling around, put anything. They just want to stick everything in their mouth.
Oh, totally.
Just
dude.
chew on anything.
And he's got his first teeth, so he's just like gnawing on things because it hurts.
Yeah.
You know? So like, here's a whole apple. Like, chew on this for like a while, dude. Because he's a big man. You know.
Yeah.
Monster.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, he's fat, man. He's almost as big as my. She's almost 4, you know, and I'm like, dude, you're like way bigger, you know.
Yeah, we used to call one of my siblings a really chunky baby, like rubber band kid or something.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, the wrist looks like they have like a rubber band around the wrist.
Yeah, totally, dude. That's my daughter. He's like, oh, I know what you mean with like the chubby
Yeah.
wrist. Yeah. That's him for sure.
That's cool, man. That they're out there learning though, like just regular food, sustainable life, man.
Yeah, totally, dude. We just got to get better at like not wasting it, you know. It's just hard to keep up with harvesting it and washing it, and it doesn't stay fresh long because it's all organic. And I want to get into more like canning and stuff like that so we don't waste any of the stuff. I started my own like earthworm bin and composting thing, you know, so I can add that into my grow to help the soil and you know, just make it like the full like living soil thing, which is what I'm going for.
Bro, and I know that's what's up because I know you like just keep progressing and upping up every year. I feel like you just keep getting better. I mean,
yeah, I'm trying to. I try and learn every year. You know, it's been a busy year, so I haven't been able to like put in as much time as I would have liked to like research stuff. But I try and pick up bits and pieces where I can and just like learn from growing other stuff. You know, and just you know. Just with experience, you know, you get better and you just like pick up on little things, you know?
Yeah. And like to anybody, if this is your first time tuning in to Chris here, like we have tons of YouTube videos. We've done growing, like tons of how-to videos, bubble hash, all types of shit. So
yeah, I heard you were getting a rosin press.
Yeah.
You know, so that should be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah, I'm excited. This thing's going to be nice, bro.
Yeah, I brought you all that keef from the dry ice video that you made, and hopefully, you know, you get a good little press out of it.
That's what's up. Yeah, I was like, I'm getting this press. He's like, I got all this keef. I'm like, let's go. I'll press it.
Yeah, and when we harvest in the, you know, the late summer, fall, we'll test out a bunch of stuff on there.
And that's where, too, I'm excited I have this laying on the table, this T-Check here I was talking a little bit before about.
Right.
Shout out to T-Check. This thing is dope. You can basically test your own edibles, your coconut oil, butter, your alcohol-based, you know, edibles, and then they have like this expansion kit. You can test flour and distillates, so you can basically test anything, man. And so far, it seems to be pretty accurate.
So it just tests for THC, though, right?
Or CBD. But it doesn't
Not either or.
Yeah.
Okay.
So say you have like say it's like a 60% THC strain and 40% CBD.
Yeah.
It's going to kind of lump it all together into one number, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
So it'd say like, you know, if you made the batch, it'd just say like 50 milligrams per, and it lets you change it. So you can do tablespoon, teaspoon, milliliters or whatever.
Crazy.
But I think it's fine because most times you get the flower and it has like 0.03, you know, CBD or whatever. So
Right.
when you read it, you know, it's mostly going to be primarily, at least what I tested was very high and very low in the CBD. So it's like all THC.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to test some of the concentrates I had made. I still have a bunch more of that
Oh, you do?
stuff,
Okay, yeah. We'll do a whole breakdown,
we'll
dude.
have to like test it out. I'm like curious to see like if it's like as high as it should be, you know?
Yeah, I'm just like, when I got this, I was just like pleasantly surprised at how legit it is. Like I definitely want to compare it, like you're saying, to see how it lines up to like the lab testing, but I didn't even know something this simple existed till.
Yeah, I've never seen like a home testing kit. I've seen stuff where you can mail in your stuff, but this is cool.
Yeah, man, we'll have some fun with it, do some videos, and keep an eye out for those videos. And if you're trying to cop one out there, get one of these and test your own shit, just use True Buds 25 for $25 off. I'll put the link in the description and in the podcast here. But yeah, man, it's just like awesome for me to see because, you know, we've been doing tons of edibles. You know, love making that shit.
Yeah.
And people are always asking on all these videos. Literally every video I do is like, how strong is it? And I try to take it and tell them, like, I think it's 30 milligrams because I think that's how this much feels, you know, just off my own body.
Right.
But now it's going to be legit to give actual better answer.
Yeah, that's really cool because sometimes, you know, it's like, oh, I'll just put like an ounce of weed in this one stick of butter. You know? And so I'm curious to see how that comes out, you know?
And with like, when you give me the shake and trim, and I've this past couple edibles I've done, it's like 3 ounces of shake and trim. It's like, how strong is this shit going to be? It's all been potent as fuck. Thank you.
I've got some more for you too, so you can do some more testing on that kind of stuff.
Oh, nice, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for all that, man. I get that coconut oil, lasts me a while with all that shake and trim and just putting it to use, man.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't been doing much of that lately, so I've got a bunch for you. I've been like feeding my old weed to the worm bin and composting weed in
Interesting.
there. You know? So, yeah.
You just get some super worms all of a sudden.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. They love it.
Yeah?
I don't know.
I was like, that'd be crazy though if you like realize that maybe that's the secret. You get like the weed in their bodies and they help your other plants.
Yeah, well, I figure like whatever you put in there, like some of that's going to come out of there, just processed, and that's going to be what the plant needs, what was already in it. So we'll see if it works, you know? Just
Only one way to find
it
out, right?
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I know we were talking last time just about the biz in general, the industry. Have you seen anything kind of new cropping up in 2020 in terms of just anything, really?
I stay away from the dispensaries. I went to one like a couple months ago, and it was just like such a disappointment, dude. It sucks, dude. It's just like you can't, like, half the stuff you like can't even see a sample, and then it's like for someone who actually smokes weed, it's just like, dude, what the fuck? You're like, how much is an ounce of weed? They're like, well, it would be like $480 because you just have to buy like 8 little jars, you know? And it's like, dude, fuck this, dude. This shit is crazy. Because like they have to like pre-bag ounces in order to get an ounce, and like when you go to a place, they're like, yeah, we have 1 ounce, and then we have 1/8 of like everything else. And I like to smoke flower mostly. I have like 2 fat jars of concentrate that I have at home, and I like them, you know, but like I prefer smoking weed.
I'm with you.
You know, like the whole dabbing, it's just like a bigger process to like heat it up and then like keep your nail clean and stuff. Like I just don't have time for that shit all the time. It's nice once in a while, but you know, it's lasted me way longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got that some time ago.
Yeah, I made it for my harvest
I know that
last
the
year.
butter shit you gave me was tasty, bro.
Yeah, you gotta try the diamonds though. I should have brought you some today.
What the?
But yeah, I hate the dispensaries, and like, it's just too expensive, dude. it's way too expensive. You know, like no one who actually smokes weed can, well, unless you're really rich, I guess you can afford to pay like $65 an eighth for like the best shit. But that's how much it was like 20 years ago or like 18 years ago at the shops for the best shit. It was like 65 or 75 an eighth, and now we're just like back to that.
Yeah, and
like everyone who smoked weed, who legalized weed and actually voted for that shit, like really fucked themselves. You know, like now you just have to pay more for weed, and like maybe it's lab tested, but like they don't test for like what fertilizer they use. I still don't see like any organic weed on the shelf. So it's like all like super like chemical bud, you know, and like sure they have flavors and they have Gary Payton OG and Georgia Pie and all these cool names and awesome packaging, but it's just too much money, dude. And it's like they keep taxing and taxing and taxing more and more, so it becomes more expensive to do it. You know, you got to have a sales rep to sell it in like different markets, and it's like
it's just hard,
and we have all this global warming and shit, and now it's like they're putting every fucking, instead of in a turkey bag, now it's all like pre-bagged in a million bags, you know. It's just like so wasteful.
Yeah, you get an eighth. You take out the cardboard box. You take it out of the other package. Yeah, I get you.
But I get like why they have to charge so much, because like these storefronts are like these awesome stores that cost a lot of money to build, and they have like all these employees and all this product on the shelf, and then you have to like do all this, you know, testing and compliance checks and track and trace. You have to have every plant like with a tag on it.
Yeah, that's where it's like the concept I still think would be dope is just a little drive-through, 2 employees inside, and it's like in and out. You have some guys standing out there even checking their ID or whatever. Yeah. They roll through, they order through the drive-through, bam.
That would be sick, except like when I get weed, I want to like check it out.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
It's cool. That's like a super fast thing. Or they could have vending machines. I think they probably have some weed vending machines somewhere. I've seen them before. I don't know where they have them. Maybe in Vegas or something. But I don't know. I just hate how it's become. That's why I grow my own weed.
I hear you.
You know?
And I think I brought this up on the last podcast, was that Liberty Beach place.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy edibles there. Like I'll get my Pro Tabs or like some Chiba Chews or some shit.
Yeah.
So every 3 or 4 times you go, you get an eighth for $1. So I didn't realize I had my shit stacked up. They're like, oh, you have 2 rewards. So I got 2 eighths for $2.
Oh, okay.
So like that's
sweet.
I won't buy flour.
But is it like any kind you want or the cheapest kind?
It's any eighth they had there.
Oh, that's
They were
cool.
a little low due to all this shit going on. I think people are kind of buying the shelves out. But yeah, I was like, that's dope, because I don't go in to buy flour. I just specifically go in to buy a couple potent edibles.
Right.
And then that's just a little perk of going in a couple times.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. Places that do that, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like,
I feel you in general though, but I was like, yeah, that's the only way I'm gonna get it.
When I buy bud, it's under 200 for an ounce, you know? And like when I walk into a shop and I ask, they're like, it's gonna be $480. You know, and it's like, okay, well, I can't come here then. Yeah. You know? Like this place isn't for me then, you know? And that's just the reality of it. It's cool for like people that didn't smoke weed and they want to check it out. It's like much more user friendly, because you can walk in and see all these things and they're going to be like, oh, what do you want to try? And, you know, all this stuff. But for someone that's smoked for a long time, the whole process is fucking annoying, you know, to being like, oh, how do you want to feel? It's like, dude, like you work here. Which strains are like the fire, bro? Which ones are like your best, like top 5, you know, the ones that are going to fly off your shelf, you know, like. But they don't even know, you know, and because, like, sometimes none of them even do, because everything's, like, pre-packed, and he asked to see the best ones, and I'm like, wow, this isn't even as good as the stuff that I can get, you know, just from, like, a guy, you know, so it's, like, I don't know. We'll see what happens to it, you know, if it, like, continues to grow, or a lot of them, like, go out of business and stuff. But
I'm thinking that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to hit a low before it can start going back up.
Yeah, because like, you know, because people selling weed are making money on the street, you know, so it's like the high prices there are just fueling the black market or whatever. So
yeah, they're gonna have to figure out.
They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to lower the price,
that's what's
and
gonna have to
then
happen.
like the only operations that'll survive will be like the massive ones, you know, because they'll be the ones that'll be able to still make a profit at the end of the day because they do so much volume, you know.
Yeah, and that's where it's interesting. And I've been trying to find, like I talk to you all the time about, like trying to find a way to get in the business, like with as easy as possible, you know, with the less restrictions. So like I was looking at doing delivery service or like, but lately I was telling you, I was looking at the whole seed deal, the seed banks. People are doing that, you know.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Souvenir seeds.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but we should try. You know, but the thing is, like, it's all about the integrity of, like, knowing your seeds are going to be good, too. And that's the thing with seeds is they're not all the same, and you have to, like, grow them out. And if you're growing indoor, then you're going to want to clone them and, like, pick the best one and then continue to grow that, basically. But I grow from seeds, like, mostly, you know? So it's, like, you'll grow seeds from the same batch of seeds, and they'll be, like, all over the place, like, really different
variances, huh?
Yeah,
you really have to probably get, like, some of these companies I'm looking at, like, guarantee, like, their guarantee is like 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 will grow whatever they're like
they'll like pop 9 out of 10.
Yeah, so is that just from trial and error?
Well, like if they're like fresh seeds and they're not that old, like my seeds all pop, dude, like 100% of them. You know, like I don't have the seeds I grow, like I don't have any that don't pop if they look like they're healthy. So I don't know, like mostly all my seeds pop if it looks like a viable seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say you had 100 seeds. How many of those would you say would be
like 99 or female?
Yeah.
Like 30 to 50 probably.
Okay.
So it really depends, dude. Yeah. Yeah, like some could be like herms and have both sexes on them, you know.
And how what's the earliest you find out on that again?
Well, you can find out after like a couple weeks of growing a plant. You could put it in like a 12 and 12 environment, you know, where you cut off some light and then you'll see some flowers. So, or outside, it depends. Like you might see it early. Like if you were growing outside right now and it's been raining all week, your shit might start to flower a little bit just because it's been so cloudy all week. So it just depends, you know. But outdoor, you're not gonna see it until like the days start getting shorter, you know. So you're gonna see it in like late July. You're gonna start to like see like some flowers, you know. But it just all depends, dude, how you're growing it.
When you said that, it's had like a big smile thinking about all the plants I've seen of yours. Like,
yeah.
I love making those videos, bro, and getting those like close-up shots of like the frosty head nug.
Yeah, you got some really good ones. We missed out last year. We gotta do that this year for sure.
Yeah, we'll do some more. Yeah, so yeah, I'm excited to do some more. Like, we've done a lot. I'm trying to think of other things we can do. Like, I think one about your own kind of organic spray and soil stuff, like kind of a video about how you're doing it all organic would be dope. Just a full video dedicated to that.
Yeah, that would be sick. We'll have some in like different stages in a few weeks. Some of that early crop I was telling you about. And then we're going to plant the cover crop. So we'll have a video with that, you know. So we'll have some plants already started, and then we'll have some that are going to go into the big bags. And we can do like the beginning process and then do like an update, you know, once everything's like in there.
And that 200-pound bag, dude?
We'll see. I don't know. My buddy, he's got to buy some of the soil. He's like, yeah, 200, you know. But now there's like a fucking global recession, so we'll see
if I can get some of that crop, I'll throw down for it.
All right, cool.
For real though. I mean, that's like the best scenario. Like, oh, just throw down on some dirt. You don't have to do shit, and you're gonna get some weed. Okay. Sign me up, bro.
Yeah, totally. There's usually plenty to go around. You know, I set aside 2 pounds to make that concentrate last year.
Oh, damn.
So I never waited, though. But we got several pounds, you know, and that was like off a bad year, you know. So hopefully we have a good year this year.
Really?
Last year they had that, you know, that butterfly migration thing.
Oh, that comes down the coast. It's like the monarchs.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I've never seen it before, but it was fucking
I haven't
insane.
either.
So that like fucked up a lot of weed plants for sure.
Shit.
Yeah.
And that got yours? That's what hit you a little bit?
Some of that, and just like having really high humidity, so I'm trying to find like a good strain to grow that'll do well with higher humidity, because it's just been more humid than it has been in the past. And like if you get too much moisture trapped in the bud, you just need like one mold spore, and like mold's fucking everywhere, so if that lands in there and it gets trapped inside, then it just will like rot out your bud, so growing outdoor, it's hard.
Yeah, that's interesting thought though, about like a strain that's like a jungle strain. That's just the first thing that popped in my head. I'm sure it's really humid to grow and hard. I'm sure there's weed in the jungle, people growing.
Yeah, like some land trace stuff. They call it like land trace, like the wild bud, and like some dudes like breed that in to some strains.
Oh, just to make it more resilient and just
okay. Yeah. Like some guy who grew up in Humboldt, like back in the day, like Afghani weed, that was like bred in with all the shit in Humboldt, like in the 70s, and 80s. So that's what made it like really bomb. And then he said like now in the 90s, like everyone cross shit with this strain called Trainwreck a lot, because it was just like super fucking hardy and did well in like cold environments and stuff. But it's like crazy, like the whole like evolution of bud and everything,
Yeah, huh? And yeah, you've seen it firsthand, growing it too more.
Yeah, growing it and like see, just buying it, growing it, just growing up in the San Fernando Valley, like the heart of weed, there's places flooded with fucking bud, dude. Like when they had a lot of collectives, dude, there was more collectives than Starbucks for sure. And like 7-Eleven, it would be like 7-Eleven, weed store, fucking Starbucks, weed store, it was fucking, they were everywhere, dude.
Hopefully we can be a sign for other states to kind of work on how they do the shit legal more. So maybe when they do their bills and laws, they might make it a little easier for those people to stay in business or something,
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's probably what kind of happened, right? They kind of fell out when all these regulations started coming in place, and they can't afford to.
Well, they did this like the original so many, and then a bunch closed at some point. They just like limited it. I don't know. People have been like trying to like pinch everyone out of the game for like a long time, and when they legalized it, that was like the biggest squeeze of all, where they, you couldn't do it unless you have like a bunch of money, and or some investor that's putting you in it.
Yeah, and I bet there's some people too who just open them and close. Like I remember I worked at a bar in college.
Yeah.
It would get so many like MIPs or whatever they were from kids under 21 there. So they would let kids like 18, 19, 20, and it was just known as that bar.
Mm-hmm.
But what they would do is a loophole. They would change management like every year.
Oh, okay.
Or because the manager had to step down because there was too many cases.
Right.
So that was just their loophole, a way to keep doing the same shit.
They would just like flip it to somebody else.
Yeah, flip to somebody else.
Yeah.
A year or two, however many charges. Oh, we got to get a new owner. So I wonder if people have been doing that in the bud game. Like, oh, this shit's fucking up. Let's just change ownership or change the name or change location and keep fucking.
They probably do, because you see them get shut down. It's like, oh, the shop got shut down, and then they like open up in like 2 weeks and stuff somehow, like all the fucking time. Yeah. Like that happens. It's happened to like every shop I've ever gone to. It's like, oh, it's shut down, dude. And then it's just like open again. They got raided. And then like they're just open in a couple days. No one's arrested. It's weird.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it is weird.
I guess they just kind of like rob those places sometimes.
Yeah, just grab it.
Yeah.
Sell it back to them.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe they have their own, special shop where they would take it. Who knows?
Yeah, and like with this whole thing going on, with this whole Corona deal, I'm sure, like I said, I was stocking up a little bit, getting a little extra. I'm sure these places are fucking selling out, just like every other store right now with toilet paper and shit. Right?
I don't know. You'd imagine.
I mean, I would hate to get stuck at home without any weed, dude.
I haven't seen any like pictures of any blown out collectives or anything, but people are at home, so you're going to want to smoke some weed when you're there. The news is like, what are you going to watch on TV during the coronavirus? It's like,
yeah, my buddy was saying, John was saying, he's like, people are saying there's going to be like a big baby boom and shit because so many people are stuck at home.
Yeah, I heard.
I was like,
that.
That's kind of funny.
I don't know. That seems like the last thing you'd want.
Yeah.
Like, let's have a kid during this global pandemic thing, Hopefully it ends before they're born.
Yes.
Then you have to go to your doctor's appointments and shit, and the hospitals are like full. I don't know, dude. The whole thing's fucking crazy, but I did hear that.
Yeah, I'm just thankful and happy we're here right now, dude. Kicking it on the True Buzz show.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's nice to get out of the house.
Yeah, huh? Traffic's been not too bad.
Well, no, I got here in like less than 30 minutes.
Oh, real?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. So, man, you got the Niners hat. So they're shut down completely, or no?
Well,
no, they were more hardcore. The
football's off season.
Okay, yeah, but
so they're hurt the least by this, but they just passed their new collective bargaining agreement today, and their like league year starts tomorrow morning. So the media is saying like it's a bad look. You don't want to be like, oh, you got $100 million guaranteed during like a global pandemic. You know, they feel like it's a bad look, but the NFL up to now has said like they're gonna go through with their free agency period. You know, but I've heard the draft will probably be canceled, which was supposed to be in Las Vegas, and people fly in for that. It's like a huge event. So I imagine that's going to get canceled. That's near the end of April, I think.
And for those of you who don't know Chris, I think I said this on the last one, but he's like Stump the Schwab, the sports guy. Like,
I don't know. I like sports. I like I like to bet on sports. So you know your stuff. I've always been into it since I was a kid. So the no sports thing, it's fucking with me though. Dude, I'm like, yeah, I want to like see a game or like.
Yeah, it's weird.
There's nothing, dude. Yeah, it's nothing. You figured like the whole like e-sports or like e-gaming would try and take advantage of this opportunity with no sports, and like I know the NBA has like a sponsored league of their video game thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's on TV in the next few weeks, because like they have all this like scheduled airtime for games, and they just have to find shit to put on.
That's what I was about to ask, because I feel like they're just gonna have to fill slots with
they put the All-Star game on. They'll probably just put a lot of movies on, like the TNT stuff, but ESPN and like these channels that are just
James Bond month early
sports, you know. I don't know. It's fucking hard to fill like 24 hours a day of like 7 sports channels or whatever they have when there's no live sports, you know.
It's gonna have to go back and do
like show like replays of old stuff, but then they only have rights to like certain things, you know. So
that was like, you know, I'm not a huge like I don't watch too many sports, but when I was a kid, those were always my favorite shit though. Like kind of learning the history and kind of seeing like players, you know, bios.
Yeah,
I always found that really interesting. It was pretty cool.
They have a lot of content, but it's like, dude, they have a lot of channels too, you know. So it's all about coronavirus. And
so I was talking to Alex before on the podcast, and we were talking about cannabis in the NFL.
Yeah, that's the big thing on the new collective bargaining agreement is you can smoke weed in the NFL now. Pretty much, they like lowered the penalty for testing, and it pretty much sounds like you can smoke weed now, and they're not gonna like test for that shit.
Nice. Yeah, that's what he was saying.
I didn't know the fine print, but it's like it's stupid, you know, like it's legal in a bunch of states, and it doesn't like affect them, and it helps them stay off narcotics. And they're all about player safety, you know, like the last thing they want is like guys addicted to like Toradol or like all this shit they give them. They'd rather have them smoke weed, you know.
That's a pretty major move.
It just makes sense, you know.
Yeah, that's like
that's pretty major. They smoke weed anyway.
Yeah,
you know, like come on, dude. But now they won't have to worry about getting caught, you know, because I don't think I heard like if you're gonna get tested for weed in the NFL, you know when you're gonna get tested unless you're in the program. And you're only in the program if you got into trouble for weed in college, you know?
Oh, really? So, yeah, most people,
it's like a non-issue.
And they could just buy a Whizzinator anyway.
Exactly, dude. Definitely, I remember when a player got caught with the Whizzinator in the airport or something, and it was a big deal. You know? He got in trouble.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about how far it's come and thinking, I mean, I'm sure the Olympics, it's still a performance-enhancing drug, but like thinking back to like the Phelps shit, it's like now that it's like going to be legit in the NFL, like on paper, it's just kind of cool to see how far it's been coming.
Yeah, totally. It's becoming more accepted, which is cool. You know, that's the cool part about legalization is it's becoming more accepted, and it's not as big of a social stigma as it used to be. That's like the only upside I see from it.
Yeah, what was it like growing up here when you were younger and smoking? What was kind of outside look in of cannabis in your opinion?
I barely saw any cannabis when I was young, dude.
Yeah?
Like, that was, like, not around me at all until I was in, like, early teens, I just wasn't around, like, my mom kept me sheltered, I guess. I don't know, dude. But then, I had some neighbors move in, and those dudes fucking smoked weed, dude, and had bongs and shit, and, their mom didn't fucking care. So, that it was there then,
Yeah, huh?
right next door.
Perfect access.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, what is that thing in there again?
Yeah.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, because I'm just always curious, part of me, to see like what people like, how it was for them, especially out here, because I was in Jersey and Kansas. I'm just always curious to see how things were out here during that time.
Yeah, like, it was just, weed was shitty, it was hard to get good weed, it was just like dirt weed with seeds in it, and like every once in a while you'd be able to get some kind bud, but then
Yeah, you were saying the OG that one time.
and like like around 99.
No, the chronic you were saying. Yeah.
Like in the 2004, 2003, then it was just like only good weed after that,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
funny how
that
it
shit
changes,
was
huh?
like hard to find, I saw some like swag or stress or whatever you want to call it at a collective once, and I was like, holy shit,
What
dude,
the fuck?
fucking weird. They look like rosin chips.
Yeah, if
like
I
when
saw
you
that,
press some bud, that's
Yeah.
what the weed looked like that you used to get.
it's that dirt, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are lucky now. You just go in and it's like all this awesome packaging. It's
Well, that's the thing. You never have to worry about like not having bud where it's out here.
yeah, it's like totally easy access. It did suck back in the day being like, fuck, I can't get any fucking weed.
who's
This
got the
guy's
shit?
not answering his phone. I called that guy. And, there's no like Instagram. Now kids just buy drugs on the internet now, like.
Which is still kind of weird to me. I have people like message me and hit me up about like cartridges and weed and shit. I'm like, yo, like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes people will be like, hit me up, and they have like all this fucking shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm like, it looks good, but shit, bro, I'm just trying to keep it all legit right now.
Yeah, it's like a different world, It was like hard to get weed. I'd be sitting there for like 3 hours. I'm like, dude, he said his sister was gonna deliver that shit, dude. We just have to like weigh it down the street from the house. Like, dude, literally sitting there for fucking 2 hours, to get your weed, and now it's just like, yeah, I'll just go to the store.
It's like, I guess I have to go fucking to the store now.
Yeah, but now when I have to go to the store, I'm like, fuck,
Yeah,
dude, I'm fucking up, dude. I put off buying any weed for so long. I'm like smoking through the crumbs of my stash, and my lady, she likes to smoke too. I could tell she's getting sick of this. It's time to start buying weed again, I guess.
Yeah, huh?
Got to break down and buy some.
Yeah, it's funny though, because I have like the same thought. I'm like, what the fuck, like. And I told a story about you too, or more than once on this podcast. Like you're one of the first people I like bought from, or like you just hooked me up because we were doing a video, and I was like, yo, dude, come, and you just gave me like reach in your bag, just gave me a handful. I'm like,
yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, when you grow your own, you can do that,
Yeah, I was like, this is another world out
here. Yeah, I brought you some today to try. I brought you like a few different flavors, dude.
Damn, you're too good to me, brother.
Yeah. Some animal mints.
Animal mints.
Vanilla wafer and mandarin cookies.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. The animal mints is fucking good. I like that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's your favorite?
That was my favorite, yeah. It's like animal cookies crossed with Thin Mint or something. But yeah, super fucking
And those
good.
are all yours, strains that you've been kind of crossbreeding?
No, these are some I bought from a friend, yeah. My stash is friggin' gone, because I had it turned into concentrates and blew through the rest over, the last 6 months.
I was about to, how long do you think, let's just say you had like a quarter ounce of nug, what do you think the lifetime shelf life is on that to get the full optimal effect?
Weed can last for like years, I think, dude.
Yeah, like I've just found some in my that I
just
forgot about.
You
and it's like brown and
if
shit.
it's like dried and cured and stored properly, it can last forever. But if it's in a bag, it's gonna be probably pretty harsh. But it'll still get you high for like a long time, But the plant's eventually
but
gonna
it loses potency, you think, though, after a certain time?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because even it loses like.
I've never kept any weed that long, dude. You know?
I just found some. Like I found.
I'll fucking smoke it eventually. You know?
Yeah.
Like.
I'm just curious because I've found some before that I forget about, which I love when that happens. Usually I'll find like, oh shit. But yeah, I had like a little, and it started. The smell wasn't quite there.
Yeah, the smell goes away. It's like super dry. It basically it's like loses like any moisture left in the bud. So it's totally not as good. But it's not gonna kill you to smoke some old weed.
Well, fuck it.
Yeah.
Better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
I'll be smoking roaches, need be.
Yeah, dude. I remember back in the day smoking bong resin and stuff, dude. I used to know this one guy that kept bong resin in his little mini fridge. I'm like, that's so weird, dude. He's like, yeah, check out this resin ball I got, dude. I'm like, that's fucking disgusting.
Have you heard of the like generational blunts?
Yeah. The first guy who like introduced me to weed, he was like, yeah, dude, fucking second generation joint and a third generation joint. Like I remember doing that like when I was like a kid. It's like, all right, dude, I have like 20 roaches. Now I'm gonna roll them into like a new joint. It's gonna get me so high, but it was just so much like tar.
Yeah, it's just like
it's fucking gross. You know? And everyone's like dried spit and stuff.
For real though, it's
it was pretty nasty, dude. But definitely as like a teenager, it was a thing.
Do you roll your joints with a filter tip?
I don't smoke that many joints, but when we do, we'll put one in there, like a little crutch or whatever, mouthpiece thing. I usually smoke out of a bong, like 95% of the time, I would say.
I've been doing that more lately.
Yeah. I just don't like smoking. I know smoking's not good for you, so like I don't like smoking a lot of paper, you know, because it's just like trying to get high, not smoke paper. But I like a joint's good, definitely on the run, you know, on the slopes, you know, we go snowboarding, we'll bring a joint up on this lift and stuff like that, you know. That's
how's the season been for you?
We've gone twice. Both times were awesome, and they were both like within a few weeks. And yeah, dude, we bought a pack of lift tickets from Costco, like a 4-pack to get a deal, and then the second time we went, we fucking left them at home and had to buy some full price ones.
Oh shit.
You know, and then we're like, all right, we're gonna go. It's snowing this week and stuff, and then we heard today they shut it down.
So you already had how long are those valid for?
Till the end of the season, but basically the end of the season was going to be April 12th, so if they shut down for more than like 2 weeks, then it's done. They're just going to close. Because like that place, it's been sold a few times, Big Bear, and they're just like all about profitability. They tightened it up and charge more, and like if it's not busy, like all the food places close. No, it sucks, dude. They charge more. It's like, dude, I've been a manager, dude. I know what they're doing, you know? Like it's like, oh, there's not that many people cut the burger grill after like 12. You know, they used to be able to go get a burger like all day. They'd have a guy out there cooking, you know, but then they're just like gone, you know. Then the lift tickets, it used to be like $80 or like 90. Now it's like $117 on a Tuesday. It's just expensive. Parking always was free. You know, it's like you get an email, hey, do you want to buy a season parking pass? I'm like, for what? What the fuck? You know, like you guys charge for parking now? Like, damn. But you know, like I get it. It's a hard business. It's all seasonal and it's all based off the snow. So you got to rake it in when you can, you know? So
yeah.
And that's part of why they got sold, you know? It's like, fuck this. This isn't making money, and like global warming. So like it got flipped a few times. So now like they're owned by some other company that owns like shitloads of resorts, you know? So you can buy their like $2,000 season pass and go to all of them if you want to travel the world and snowboard, if you're lucky enough to do that, you know. But
that's pretty cool.
It's like a super expensive hobby, and with the kids now, it's just like harder to get up there.
Yeah, huh?
You know? But it's awesome, dude. This season's good, and it's extended. There's gonna be like a big storm coming in this week, but it's all closed down, dude. It's sad.
There's probably gonna be those people who are up there that who
the
are gonna
staff.
Yeah, they're gonna
get like. They're gonna let them probably ride after the day they close, you know.
Yeah, you'd hope so, at least. Right? Or there's even if they did, and I'm sure there's still those hardcore people who are gonna hit.
Yeah, or like they'll let some pros go up there because it's gonna be awesome. Like the tree runs are gonna be all covered in powder. Be one of the best days of the year, and closed.
Damn, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's crazy,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
What's the weed scene like up at Big Bear?
They have some like delivery services and stuff, but you'll always see people dabbing and smoking weed and drinking. Like when you go to Big Bear, there's a fucking sign when you get on the lift that has like a pot leaf and like alcohol. It's like, yeah, just keep your smoking in the parking lot. It says nothing about don't smoke weed. It says smoke weed in the parking lot, like on a big sign, you know?
That's chilling.
But people smoke on the lifts and stuff still and drink. Some fools will have fucking backpacks of liquor, though, and, you know, you got to look out for those guys, dude.
Yeah, man.
Because they get way too fucked up out there.
I don't think I would like to drink after. Like, I don't know if I'd like...
You got to... Drinking during, it keeps you warm, and it's like a little bit of liquid courage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that. I just feel like it would make me, like, when I drink and, like, I feel like it would just, like, dry me out, and I'd be, like, needing water and shit. Because, like, snowboarding to me was a fucking workout, dude. When I've gone a couple of times, I'm like...
Once you get better, it's not so bad after you do it a few times.
All about form,
like, when you... I don't know, when you see some of these jumps going up the lift and you want to do the jumps, dude, a couple of drinks will make it a little easier to go off full speed, you know? Like, when you're, like, just stoned or something, you're a little more, like, cautious. Yeah, I'm going to speed check it, and then you're like, oh... That wasn't enough speed at all. You know?
Jumping's another level, bro.
Yeah.
I've never done shit like that. In my yard, we'd build some little shitty snowboard.
Yeah, I try to. My back's been messed up, but I'm like, dude, I'm going to hit these jumps.
Does weed help that for you? Help your back pain?
It helps me relax a little bit. More stretching helps than the weed. I tried, like, the CBD stuff. That worked a little bit, you know, but I don't know. It's so expensive, dude. It's like $60 for like a little thing of cream, and I'll buy like Salon Paws medicated patches for $8 for like a big box of them, and I use those things all the time, and like those help a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And they're cheap, so if I had my own CBD, I'd probably use it more, you know? But it's just like hard to buy that stuff for me.
Yeah, it's hard to justify when you can buy something that's going to get you stoned.
Well, yeah, or the things I have don't even get me stoned, you know? Like, they're just for my back.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm saying, like, when you could just go buy an edible.
Yeah, I'd rather have some weed and, like, some Advil. But I guess that's really bad for your liver, you know? So, in the future, I'd like to grow some CBD and maybe get some extracted and get my own, like, CBD stuff, you know? Which would be sweet. Which is seeming easier to do now because of, like, the internet and Instagram. It's a lot easier to, like, find people to collaborate with that like do stuff like that, you know? Before it would be like you know who you know and who they know, you know? Now it's a lot easier to branch out and try new shit, you know?
Yeah, it'll be cool to see too what collaborations can come from between us and just through True Buds in general, man.
Yeah, totally, dude. I'd like to apologize to everyone that's asked me for seeds. You know, a bunch of people have seen the podcast and the YouTube, and we haven't sent any out yet, but we'll get on that soon, you know. I have a bunch, so hopefully people can get them so they can get them in the dirt before it's too late. You got plenty of time, but I'll send them all out still.
Good man, good man.
Just a busy guy sometimes,
bro,
you know.
Times are crazy too, man. And thanks again for taking time to come out today, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Like I said, it's just nice to get out, you know?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're a good man, Chris. Check out our videos. Check out our content. We're going to have more coming at you. Thanks again, Chris. And also, thanks again to T-Check. Keep an eye out. We're going to be testing some shit with this. And if you want to grab one, link below. TrueBuds25 for that 25 off, baby.
Thanks, guys.
This is True Buds, that Mary Jane, now we ain't new to this. For my stoners and for my cannabis enthusiasts, never heard a show as good as this. Yeah, number one, it's the best. Bringing in many special guests in the industry of cannabis. Business owners to growers, even artists you know of. So sit back and just roll up the perfect show for my smokers. True Buds.